Modric, like Benzema, like Courtois. Well,
it was a little bit more than a push as well.
First one's a foul. Second one is very close to a punch, and indeed it was. The ex-Getafe striker who just bullies Benzema, and you won't use that phrase more than once in your life. Angel bullies Benzema.
As you point out, ever since they made the move to this stadium from the old Juicy Jarden, the stands have been quite far away with the athletics track, but in behind that goal where Sergio Rico is now, they've put a supporters end where it's sort of more hardcore Mallorca fans that make the most noise and sing throughout the game. They're close in behind the goal, and there is a special buzz in the air, special atmosphere. There always is when Real Madrid's in town. It goes for any team in La Liga Santander. It's always a special occasion. It's no different tonight in Mallorca.
Well, Mallorca will be kicking into that end in the second half. We just saw again there the little clip around the face that Rodrigo gave Kubo, whether deliberately or inadvertently. The ball goes back to Sergio Rico. 1-1 forward to Morici. Nacho wins that in the air. Cross to Vinicius. Lucas Vazquez back to David Alaba. Valverde. Lucas picks up Mendy. Real Madrid keeping possession and creeping forward here. Mendy on the edge of the area. He thought about the shot there. Back to Benzema. Benzema to Toni Kroos, exchanging passes with Valverde. Doesn't get the return though, and Mallorca can clear, but only as far as Casemiro. Now Kubo has it. A little bit of space out wide. Still Kubo. Threads that one through, or certainly tried to find Dani Rodriguez, but it's intercepted, and Madrid can come right back up Mallorca. Vinicius to Benzema. Vinicius away from Bava. Couldn't find Benzema though. Well, it's a frenetic start. Good rhythm in the first 10 minutes or so from both sides.
I think we saw Pete there, one of the works in progress about Taki's skill set, in that he's technically very good. He's increasingly quick. The gym work is helping him. But he took the all or nothing pass there. Now, if you pull it off, you go 1-0 up after 10 minutes. And Taki went for the hero ball, didn't come off. That means it was a mistake.
Brian Olivan's cross has a chance here, and he's sent it wide. Morici, well, he's got 2 goals already. He has made an impact since arriving on loan from Lazio, and he got on the end of that Brian Olivan cross. A chance for Mallorca.
For a right-footed finish, and the Albanian Kosovan has done poorly there, but it looks exactly the type of thing that Mallorca want to feed. If they can get the ball in, whether it's from Brian or Maffeo to Marique, he's got every chance of doing damage to Real Madrid.
Well, he's already shown us how good Maffeo clears, but straight to Vinicius. Back to Mondi. Here after Vinicius, but at the moment he seems still a fair way behind him in terms of his development. Vinicius having an incredible season, as is this man, Benzema. He's given the ball to Rodrigo. Rodrigo back. Benzema cleared by Babo. The flag was up anyway.
Yeah, Taki Kubo is first of all unlucky that he hasn't been able to do his development at Real Madrid, which Vinicius has. And because he is a Japanese passport holder, that meant that in terms of the number of non-EU players, he didn't have an opportunity. They are hoping, quite clearly hoping that he doesn't get repatriated to Madrid, that first of all they keep him for another year and then perhaps even sign him. Let's see how that strategy works out.
Michael is brought down by Casemiro.
This is a referee, Pete. He took a long think about that and won't appreciate it being pressurised about a booking for Casemiro. But he comes into this match off the back of an interesting performance refereeing Villarreal against Real Madrid, where Albiol quite patently usual.
Brian Olivan delivers the free kick. He wins the header, but there's no one to get on the end of it. Back to David Alaba. Just heads that one towards Kubo. Madrid win it back. Nacho. Rodrigo back to Lucas. Rodriguez allowed that to run. Morici has got Angel ahead of him. Kubo's in space.
Because he gets given the ball by Morici, and he takes a look up to see where the striker is. Well, he hasn't got control of the ball, and he's let it run away from himself. My taste is that he fouls Valverde, but look at the control. The control.
For them, I scored a hat-trick for Real Madrid against Mallorca in the 6-1 game earlier in the season. Played 56 games. They've got a good opportunity. Daniel Rodriguez is over the ball. Brian Olivan is there as well.
But there's one target. He's not going to beat Courtois from this range. It has to be to Marici. If not, it's very naive.
It's Daniel Rodriguez who rolls it to Kubo, and Kubo does go for goal, and it trickles wide.
Look at Marici, turned round as if to say, what the hell was that? He's got the beating of Alaba. He's definitely got the beating of Nacho. The marking is for Monday, and look at the disgust.
We saw it there.
Lads, have you seen my height?
Here's Toni Kroos being pressed by Bava. He's been dispossessed by Bava, but referee not happy with the challenge. Gives the free kick. Here's Valverde. Sprints away from two Mallorca players and finds Benzema. Brian Olivan just about gathers that up and clears. Quite worked out for Angel Rodriguez. Signed it in the summer, only 3 goals so far. Curse of the super sub, really played a few more starts for Mallorca, but the goals haven't come as yet. Here's Vinicius trying to get away from Rayo, and to his frustration the free kick is awarded against him when it may well have been just 6 of one and the proverbial half a dozen of the other. Let's have a look at it. 2 players going for the ball, no?
Pete, pardon my rudeness, but I'd love to know from Bruno. You can hear a massive amount of shouting being done at Taki Kubo, and I presume it's his manager or one of his assistants. I'm not quite clear what they're trying to convey.
Yeah, non-stop shouting from Luis Garcia Plata, but also, as you say, from Pedro Rostoy, his assistant manager, is very involved. They're trying to get the message across, but a lot of the time, as Takekubo's on the other wing, you can see that they've been speaking to Baba or to Mafeo to try and get a message across to the other side, but a lot of involvement, as you say, from the backroom staff and from Luis Garcia Plata in these opening exchanges of the game.
This time it's Daniel Rodriguez who's penalised. Free kick for Real Madrid.
Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth, eh?
Toni Kroos will take the free kick. Headed away by Marici, whose aerial ability comes in very useful at both ends of the pitch. The flag was up anyway. Casting our minds back. For him to get on the end of, and he does. For him to get on the end of, and he does. But he's been penalised. Gets the ball over the top from Toni Kroos. Rafael sticking to him and puts the ball out for a Real Madrid throw.
So he's furious about the way in which the throw's gone, but his actual timing, the speed of the sprint and the jockeying were all top class against Monday.
Well, he's had a good season, Rafael, in what's not been a good season for Mallorca.
One thing that's been really clear so far, 25 minutes in, is that at no stage have Madrid really managed to press and make Mallorca uncomfortable or give the ball away consistently as they managed to do, particularly against Laliga. That was probably the best instance of it in the last 2 or 3 months. They did so against Paris Saint-Germain. They swore they would try and do it again tonight. Hasn't been part of their repertoire yet.
Bang on the ear for Casemiro from Morici. Angel Rodriguez. Back to Rafael. Vinicius tried to win it back from him. Well, lots of dialogue between the Real Madrid players and Jose Maria Sanchez and Martin Valien getting himself tangled up there in the wrong place with Vinicius close at hand, but they do get rid of it, Mallorca. Real Madrid win it back. Here's Valverde looking for Casemiro. Baba intercepts. He's got it's 4 against 3 here if he plays the right pass. He doesn't play any pass. Valverde almost nicked that from him. Brian Olivan. Still Brian Olivan, scuffed the shot and well dealt with by Courtois.
What a wasted opportunity. I am, like you, a general fan of Baba in terms of what impact he can make in a team like this. The rob was perfect. The decision making then, awful.
Rafael comes away with the ball at his feet from that duel with Vinicius. That's lifted the home supporters. Here's Baba. Olivan finds Kubo, back to Baba. Nicely into Morici, but his attempt at finding Angel doesn't pay off.
Yeah, it's not quite clicking, but they're confident.
Casemiro finds Benzema. Vinicius on the move. He's found Vinicius. Vinicius rolls the ball back to Toni Kroos. The shot comes in and just past Sergio Rico's left hand upright. Cruz with one shot just past Sergio Rico's post. At the other end, a half chance for Brian Olivan. Bruno, are you Ancelotti's side or are you Garcia Plaza's side? He's quite frustrated at the moment, Garcia Plaza, inside his technical area.
I'm Carlo Ancelotti's side, so normally
you're on the calm side.
Not as much activity, exactly. not as much going on. I have seen David Alaba now. He has been speaking quite a lot to Ferland Mendy, asking him to push forward a lot of the time. He wants him to open up the pitch on the left-hand side and help his teammates push forward.
Benzema finds Vinicius. Rafael slides in. He's having a very good first half hour, Pablo Rafael.
Referee's called this right. Perfectly fair tackle. Vinicius screams as he goes down. I don't think there's any doubt that that's a fair tackle. The crowd agree. The referee gets this right. It's old school. I see there's no foul.
That was a ferocious 50-50 as well, just earlier, Graham. But again, fair from as the yellow card come out. We're not sure who that's for, Bruno, because we were watching the replay at the time.
Yeah, it was pointed in the direction of Casemiro and Vinicius, so it could be one or the other. I think feel by the reaction that it's Vinicius and not Casemiro.
Well, Madrid fans will hope that that's the case. Casemiro, as we said right at the start of the game, is one booking away from missing the Clásico. It does look as if it's Vinicius who's been booked. And maybe Ángel Rodríguez as well. Throw to Madrid. Vinicius clearly not happy with the fact that Pablo Maffeo wasn't penalised for the challenge on him.
What we did see is that Maffeo came in, and if it's not this expression like you're cheating, that's what he said to him right from the start, which is what got Vinicius so hot-headed. The crowd already didn't like Vinicius going down and screaming like that. Raillo came over as captain to try and get involved. I think he's one of the bookings, and Vinicius lost his temper. Simple.
Toni Kroos plays the ball back to Nacho. Cross to Rodrigo. Valverde.
You called it. Ángel booked.
Still Valverde, and he's found Mondi. Rodriguez comes across, but Mondi still has it on the edge of the area. He's tried to pick out Rodrigo. He has done. Cross is blocked by Brian Olivan. Rodrigo back to Lucas Vázquez. Here's Casemiro. Casemiro slips that through to Benzema. Olivan reads it well and clears and wins the throw. Well, there we can see the exchange between Ángel and Vinicius. He usually manages to keep his calm, doesn't he, Vinicius, and use the fact that the home support in this case are against him and he's public enemy. He's learned how to use that in his favour, but
totally agree.
Just lost it a little bit there. Here's Pablo Maffeo. Looks for Morici, goes beyond him. It might run to Kubo. Throws to Rodrigo. Olivan ready to launch one into the Real Madrid penalty area towards Morici. Flicks it on. It's dropped for Ángel. Kubo. Morici with the shot. It was blocked. And problems here for Mondi. Under pressure from Dani Rodriguez. Works his way out of trouble and finds Alaba. Alaba forward to Casemiro. Vinicius. And Maffeo again high up the pitch, following Vinicius wherever he goes, prods the ball out of play. Benzema's dispossessed. Morici, one back row by Toni Kroos, and he doesn't just win it back, he finds a teammate Valverde who's found Vinicius for some. Vinicius switches play for Lucas. Rodrigo. Baba wins it back for Mallorca. Angel to Brian Olivan. Morici to Kubo. Back to Morici. Dani Rodriguez. Good football this from Mallorca. There's a chance here for Angel Rodriguez. And it's an excellent tackle from Nacho. The danger still not be clear. Pablo Maffeo and off the post. Well, a real opportunity there for Mallorca. It was their best move of the game so far. And it almost ended with Pablo Maffeo putting them ahead. Brilliant exchange of passes between Dani Rodriguez and Morici. Nacho's challenge on Angel and Pablo Maffeo off the frame of the goal.
Referee's called that right. We've got the benefit of having seen it for a third time there. It's the crucial angle. Nacho doesn't make a foul. The crowd disagree, but...
Well, Vinicius straight down at the other end, and
that won't be a foul under this referee. Crowd love that this time, of course, don't they?
Well, Jen this time with the challenge.
And you can understand, although he has to maintain his dignity, why Luis Garcia is questioning that challenge by Nacho, because he couldn't see it from the angle that you and I and the viewers have been given, where it's absolutely clear that although he's in extremis, Nacho gets away with it. But then Maffeo, to win the ball so quickly and to be just in exactly the right position to tuck it away, it's remarkable he didn't put it on target. Lovely play.
Well, it's the closest we've come so far to an opening goal.
But it mirrors, doesn't it, Peter, that the number of times that Mallorca have pressed Cruz or Valverde, that time Alaba, Mondi, into errors. It's them who are applying the technique that has been so useful for Ancelotti's side in recent weeks. They've knocked Los Blancos out of their stride.
So far, so good for Mallorca. Baba. Forward to Angel. Kubo. And again, he'll be disappointed there not having made more of that opportunity, Kubo.
A lot of talks between Ancelotti and Vinicius before he was telling him to maintain his calm. Obviously, he's on a yellow card, and perhaps Mallorca players are going to target that. But now he's telling him to make more diagonal runs. He wants him not out here on the wing, but making diagonal runs more into central areas.
Which tallies with what Alaba was saying to Mondi, that Mondi becomes the auxiliary left winger. They get superiority of numbers, and Vinicius plays as an inside left off Benzema.
Dani Rodriguez for Mallorca. Ancelotti trying to find solutions to the fact that Mallorca so far have nullified the threat of Vinicius. Vinicius has taken the ball from Pablo Maffeo there, though. And this time he is brought down by him. The free kick is taken quickly. Casemiro. Casemiro finds Rodrigo. Laid off to Vinicius. Vinicius, he can't get the shot away, and Baba can clear. He doesn't make a very good job of clearing the ball, though. Benzema to Lucas Vázquez. Lucas Vázquez with the cross and wins the corner.
But it's really good what Vinicius did there. He did exactly the thing you were analysing for. Instead of losing his temper at there being another foul there, turning the referee in histrionics, gets up, takes the ball quickly, and suddenly Madrid are in a dangerous position. The fact they've got this corner comes from the speed of thought that Vinicius has and the way that the referee backed him. Ball was in the right place, get play going.
Tony Kroos will take it. Lofted and headed away by Rayo. Down to Lucas. Rodrigo. Cross back into the area, headed away this time by Olivan. Angel on the edge of the area is robbed by Lucas, and well, the referee didn't like the challenge.
Such a risk, but he carries it off. Really brilliant judgment.
Well, he might have thought that the opportunities were opening up, Nacho, for him when Varane and Ramos left in the same summer. But Militao and Alaba have been so good this season. But the ever-reliable Nacho with a very important clearance there. And that's his long ball forward. Benzema's now chasing. And Benzema's come away with the ball. Who's up in support? In the end, it was Olivan who cleared, but straight to Valverde. Baba wins it back from Mallorca. And the ball goes out to Kubo. Kubo far too close to Courtois. Cross to Valverde, forward to Casemiro. Referee happy with that. Baba can bring the ball forward for Mallorca. Ancelotti not happy and having words with the linesman. Danny Rodriguez away from Toni Kroos.
Well done.
Well, they took the kick quickly, but got no advantage from it. Mallorca. Real Madrid win it back. Here's Casemiro. Out to Benzema. Rodrigo and Vinicius in the middle. Well cleared by Olivan, but straight to Kroos, who's put that a long way over the top of Sergio Rico's goal. Well, he was asked in the build-up to the game how he's managing to keep the euphoria at bay. He said, there is no euphoria. We have been in this business for too long to over-celebrate reaching the quarter-finals, as good as the performance was.
I beg to differ.
You think there is a sense?
I know there is. My taxi driver on Thursday morning at 8 AM said, oh, my last passenger was... well, I won't name it, but he was one of Real Madrid's dominant midfielders on the night against Paris Saint-Germain. He said I picked him up from the club at 6:30 this morning. But if you knock Paris Saint-Germain out in those circumstances, you've got a day off. Your next game is not till Monday, and the manager is totally in favour. Why not? But I'd say there was a little bit of the euphoria on the dance floor of all my club on Wednesday night into Thursday morning.
Benzema on the edge of the Mallorca area. He's flicked that one through to Vinicius. Vinicius, the shot is blocked, and it's that man again. He's having a fantastic first half. Pablo Maffeo.
Judgment, timing, even getting the length of the slide right. Don't think he was in any danger of giving away a penalty because he's so close to where Vinicius is actually releasing the ball. The shot, superb block.
Another corner for Real Madrid. Cross takes it. It's headed away by Morici. Lucas Vazquez back into the area. Again, the centre forward clears only as far as Mondi. Well, he's probably been the best player for Mallorca in the first half. He's also had their best chance, Pablo Maffeo. Mallorca holding their own against the leaders. Reached the stage of the season now where it's not just the supporters of these two clubs glued to this game. Sevilla fans will desperately be hoping that Mallorca can get a result here, and likewise down at the bottom, if you're a Granada fan or a Getafe fan, Mallorca will move above Getafe if they win tonight. Here's Mondi. Vinicius away from Pablo Maffeo. Still Vinicius. Still Vinicius. Can he find space for the shot? He lays that one off to Alaba. It's blocked, I think, by Brian Olivan.
That was sheer poetry. Vinicius dipping a shoulder one way, turning and going the other way, and leaving Maffeo completely lost. Well, we thought he was until Maffeo caught up, and then he was put on his backside. Look, that's the first turn of pace. Maffeo's, I'm going to get there. Can't keep his feet. That little nick is something that's becoming very typical of Vinicius. Usually he's finding Benzema, maybe Modric. In this instance, it's perfectly set up, but the shot is blocked. Mallorca are all on board for this point that they think they're going to get.
Mondi back to Nacho. Into the last minute of the first half, Benzema. Anfield back helping out his defenders once more. Dani Rodriguez to Baba.
Yeah, Baba, the only player that moved into space and showed for the ball, which is crucial when you get so little quality possession. You must keep hold of it longer than Mallorca have done for the majority of this first half.
2 minutes have been added on. Rodrigo's pass doesn't find Benzema. Cleared by Valdien. Ricci does well to win the ball in the air. He's laid it off to Kubo. He's been fouled, is he, by Lucas? No, says the referee.
But brilliant from Ricci. He knows what the referee's like. He knew instantly that wasn't going to be a foul. That's why he was first to the loose ball.
Well, he's looking a lot calmer at the moment, Garcia Plaza, than we've seen him in recent games. Back from suspension in the last game. Chance here for Angel. Managed to keep the ball in play. Kubo up against Lucas Vasquez. He gets away from Lucas. Kubo with the cross. And in the end, hooked away by Valverde. And the captain steers it back to Sergio Rico. He's been closed down by Vinicius. Mondi wins the header. Whistles from the home supporters as Madrid keep the ball inside these 2 added minutes. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, Ancelotti not looking too happy. His team have struggled in patches in this first half. They've been on top, certainly in possession, in terms of possession. But Pablo Maffeo, shot coming back off the post, the closest we've come to a goal. Join myself, Graham, and Bruno again for the second half. But half-time here in the Visit Mallorca Stadium. It's Mallorca 0, Real Madrid 0.
Microsoft helps bring new metrics to Laliga. Go deeper into the action to analyze and enjoy more of the game you love with Beyond Stats. It's your game.
Not for persons under the age of 18. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Nivea Men Black and White Deo with 5 times deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try SA's #1 anti-stain deodorant.
Were you expecting to find something in this fridge?
My boy. Try again later.
Boy! Spaghetti pizza!
And a free drink, guys.
Oh, is this what you were looking for? When you're looking for something more, get the triple decker plus a free 1.5-liter drink for just $169.90. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing.
Golden Gloves presents Heavyweight Mania. Kevin Larina makes his debut in the heavyweight division, taking on Romanian Bogdan Dinu. 26 March is Heavyweight Mania, only on Supersport on DSTV. Proudly brought to you by Empress Palace and World Sports Betting.
Absolutely brilliant! Welcome to the Classico!
Let's place a little bet on this afternoon's game.
And this evening's action, bro. And 3 more tomorrow.
Okay. Remember, when I slow down, when I take a break, and I stop chasing losses and stick to my budget, that's when I'm gonna have a lot more fun. So, let's place a little bet on this afternoon's game.
What would you put your name to? A priceless piece of art? A blank check? Or an award-winning single-grain whiskey made only in the Cape? Matured not once, but twice, in oak barrels for a smooth, flavorsome taste. It's what we're proud to put our name on. Bain's Cape Mountain Whiskey. Whiskey Remastered.
Bracing yourself won't be enough. You have to be prepared to make history. Sunday, Real Madrid, Barcelona, on La Liga TV.
Time at the Visit Mallorca Stadium, where it may be goalless, but it has been a rather nice game of football that has been unfolding here between Mallorca and Real Madrid. Both teams have had quite a couple of very good chances on goal thus far, but none have been able to break the deadlock. However, I think is it down more to Mallorca defending well, or is it down to Real Madrid not pressing or not with as much intensity as Carlo Ancelotti would like? Because he certainly didn't seem very happy going into.
First of all, the tone and tempo of the match is probably a guiding principle to what you're saying, because pre-match it was nothing personal, it's purely business. During the match, it's getting increasingly personal. Madrid, you're right in your analysis. I would argue that they haven't generally been doing the thing that's made them special over the last few weeks, which is the pressing. They're trying to make sure that Raillo and Valiente and Sergio Rico don't have an easy night. Vinicius has had little touches like this, which, Mondi sends wide.
But he's been largely shut down, hasn't
he? Yeah, but if you contrast him with almost everybody in white except for Benzema, it's been Vinicius who's carried the fight to them.
This was a great ball in.
Brian's ball in there. Morici has been a hero figure since he arrived, and tonight to some extent. But why is he off balance there? It's falling to his better foot. He's completely alone. He should have done much better with it.
He would have done much better perhaps here. He certainly wasn't happy with the ball not coming his way.
Well, when you've got somebody who can easily outjump Nacho and can certainly outjump Mondi, who's look at the height difference between him and Mondi. That one should have gone to the back post. Morici peels off, challenges Mondi, can you keep up with me? The likely answer was no. Baba's rob was very good, and then he just thought, I'll take 40 winks now, I'll go to sleep. They get lucky, it comes back. The shot's nothing in the end, but when you're robbing Cruz and Valverde and eventually Mondi, yes, you use it, Semra.
You absolutely do use it. Well, we'll see if that improves going forward in the second half, but Real Madrid have had quite a few chances. Karim Benzema always trying to link up with his new favourite pal, Vinicius Jr. this season. He comfortably gives the ball back to Toni Kroos, who decides to give it a go, as he so often does from outside the area, but he takes a bit of a slip there and doesn't quite get a good handle on the shot.
Yeah, but I mean, the lovely thing about Mallorca's performance, given that what we want is a contest, is that they're right back snapping at Madrid. And in this instance, there are two really interesting factors. One, Nacho's challenge is so daring on Angel. He definitely gets the ball. There's definitely not enough contact for a foul. But Maffeo's quicker than anybody else and off balance again, just like Cruz was earlier. Hits the side of the post and really he should have scored. And Vinicius would have scored, but for... Who's that guy, David? It's Maffeo again. Either of their brothers on the pitch or he's having one of the matches of his...
I was going to say, he's man of the match, has to be so far in this opening 45 minutes. Maffeo was really in the thick of it at both ends of the pitch. Here we go, Vinicius once more. Going forward, tried to make something happen. He does a bit close, lays off the ball nicely, but again... Good defending from Mallorca.
Yes, blocked. The Alaba shot is blocked, but this is, you know, Maffeo can't do everything right. A little dip of the shoulder from Vinicius sends him racing to try and catch up, can't keep his ground, and that little flick and trick that Vinicius is perfecting is really now a trademark of his, and I think he and Benzema are the only ones really carrying the danger to the home side, who the fans, Gemma, are loving tonight.
Oh, they're absolutely loving tonight, and I think for the neutral, they'll be loving this game too. It has been quite entertaining at both ends of the pitch, as you can see. Well, here's a quick look at some of the stats, and Real Madrid dominating when it comes to possession, but certainly Mallorca having their fair share of moments when they look like they can carry some real threats as well. Goal attempts 2 so far for each. Overall 12 shots, most of them half chances really, just a few very, very clear chances from both sides thus far, but plenty more to come. You certainly do get a feel that someone will find a way through in this game. Do enjoy what's left with Mallorca and Real Madrid. We'll see you afterwards.
New York City. So much more than a city. A way of life. The home of Cruz Vodka, where raw ingredients get distilled down to reach the top of the world. 5 times to be exact. That city that never sleeps. That vintage black. Pure New York in a bottle. Cruz. Vintage black.
Saturday, March 19th, the UFC returns to London with a high-level heavyweight showdown. Tom Aspinall puts his undefeated UFC record on the line as he looks for his 8th consecutive finish by turning back the always dangerous Alexander Volkov, who's on the hunt for his 26th career stoppage. Do not miss UFC Fight Night, Volkov versus Aspinall on the 19th of March. Live on SuperSport, your world of champions, only on DSTV.
Who's put Liverpool in front? This is what we live for. Choose unbeatable football. Choose the UEFA Champions League on SuperSport.
To be here, boiling over. Oh, sensational! Absolutely sensational!
This is what we live for. Choose unbeatable football. Choose the UEFA Champions League on SuperSport. On DSTV.
Hollywood, make it spins, bangana ngespool. Hollywood, so benzili move, bambiza ngoskindi, baba ngenkulu. Walala wasala, sifuni chankur, pethi kusheshu, zozo ngoskindi. Get drift, angishumisa intuthu, I'm living the dream, ngiphila kwiphupho. Spin us on.
Hollywood Bets, spin us on, gang. Take a spin with us.
Royal Flush Gin. 5 times distilled. French luxury.
Si tú me dejas, te invito a que dejemos todo a un lado, que empieza la liga. Yo sé que me dices que sí, que sí, que sí, que sí. Yo sé que me dices que sí, que sí, que sí, que sí. Yo sé que me dices que sí. La liga.
Welcome back to the Visit Mallorca Stadium, where it's Mallorca 0, Real Madrid 0. No one has ever blown a 10-point lead in La Liga, and that's what Real Madrid will, at any stage of the season, that is, that's what Real Madrid will have tonight, with just 10 games left to play. But they need to win if they're to establish that 10-point lead. They still have to play Barcelona at the weekend, Sevilla, Atletico Madrid and Betis. So there will be a glimmer of hope if they drop points tonight. Mallorca aren't too worried about what's happening at the top. They're worried about what's happening down at the bottom. And if they get the win tonight, they'll move 5 points clear of Cadiz, who are currently third from bottom with 24 points. They'll leapfrog Getafe. Of course, they went down directly. The last time they came up, they didn't survive for more than one season. They're desperate to make sure that doesn't happen again. They've had a decent enough first half, Graham. Can they find that little bit, that's something extra to beat the man who is playing better this season than he's ever played before? And even before this season, he was one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Well, we'll get Graham's opinion on Courtois soon enough. Meantime...
No, Pete, it's there right now.
Graham,
I just thought that your statement almost spoke for himself. You know, what's deeply weird and what Ancelotti reacted to was a UK-based magazine which, you know, really let itself down in that however you evaluate, for example, Ederson or Alisson, who are held to be better with their feet distributing the ball or under pressure than Courtois is, but Courtois has worked on that dramatically. I mean, really noticeably dramatically, and to great success. In terms of his last 2 seasons, he says himself he's never played better. I think Courtois' point partly answers his lack of appreciation, which is that because they didn't win anything last season, people forgot how well he played. As we can take a really nice look at the way in which initially Madrid looked as if they were going to canter this match. It didn't turn out that way. But the thing you would say about Courtois is it motivates him whenever he's put down like that. Now, to not be named in the top 10 goalkeepers in the world was farcical. No wonder Ancelotti said whoever wrote that shouldn't be a journalist. And I agree, take away their typewriter, take away their portable computer. I totally agree with that. I'll go further, Peter. I think that Courtois' level over the last 18 months situates him in the top 3 or 4 footballers, not goalkeepers, footballers anywhere in the world. And if the Ballon d'Or were being awarded this week, he'd be a competitor to succeed Lev Yashin 58 years later, the last goalkeeper to win the Ballon d'Or. There's lots of competition, but Courtois is at that level. And without his excellence this season, Real Madrid will be facing this game on the island tonight to try and keep in touch with Sevilla or whoever it would be, because he has won them point after point after point.
Well, I know you flagged up his importance ahead of the PSG game, and before all the brilliance from Benzema and Vinicius and company, it shouldn't be forgotten that he very much kept Real Madrid in the tie. He's kept a clean sheet in this first half, but so has his opposite number, Sergio Rico. It's not been the story so far for Sergio Rico since arriving. He's conceded 12 goals in the 6 games that he's played in, but his arrival at one end of the pitch and the arrival of that man there, Murici, at the other end, have given Mallorca hope, and they're on level terms with Real Madrid as we're ready to get the second half underway at the Visit Mallorca Stadium. And doesn't look as if there have been any changes at half-time, Bruno.
Well, there haven't been any changes, but both fitness coaches are heading towards the corner flag here in front of me, which means we're going to start seeing the substitutes warming up ahead of the second half.
Well, it's Mallorca on the attack, but Valverde wins the ball back for Real Madrid. Here's Lucas. Cleared by Olivan. time of the season when the likes of Antonio Pintus come into their own, Graham, and the difference between the sides who really arrive at the business end of the season in great shape and those that don't begins to become noticeable, isn't it?
It's one of the wonders of the season. Ancelotti and Pintus took a huge risk after the first Paris game. They did a mini pre-season for players like Modric 36, Benzema 34. You risk little muscular injuries. They got none of that. They got the training exactly right. They were fitter and sharper by the end drastically so than Paris Saint-Germain. It really stands out to me. We always only talk about great substitutions, brilliant goalkeepers, wonderful goals, but the way in which the staff who keep the players on the road show perform is a defining matter in how a club performs. Yes, you're right.
Alaba comes forward for Real Madrid. Ball over the top for Benzema to chase. He won't get there though. Well, he's got the usual array of talents to call upon tonight. Ancelotti, Hazard and Bale, who've hardly featured, but there are two that may well feature sooner rather than later. Camavinga and Asensio. And Luka Modric also on the bench, although I'm sure the idea would at least originally have been not to use him tonight.
Yeah, but he's warming up as well.
Oh, he's warming up.
Now,
Thanks, brilliant. So clearly Modric is not going to have the entire game watching from the sidelines. Here's Angel. Puts the ball into the area and just beyond Murici.
But we're talking about character in Luka Modric, who even at 36 is going to get a new contract, wants to stay. Has Cristiano Ronaldo's temperament, both for big games, but also he believes he should play every minute. He literally believes that. Now, Ancelotti, when he's looking at his team maestro, can't probably back that decision, but I'm sure Modric is furious he's not on the pitch yet.
Lucas closed down by Kubo. Casemiro, who's so far escaped the caution that will put him out of Sunday's game against Barcelona. Here's Benzema. Vinicius. Benzema might run to Rodrigo. Out comes Olivan. He's tripped by Rodrigo. Free kick to Mallorca.
And let's hope he continues to avoid that yellow card, because the Clásico is a spectacle, not simply because of the history, but because of the quality of the play. And Casemiro, whether you want to look on his clever dark arts, his streetwise tactics, is an absolutely outstanding football brain. If he doesn't in due course make a wonderful coach, then I'll eat my hat and yours. He is one of the brightest brains in the entire Spanish league, top league. And, you know, when it comes to Barca trying to unpick Real Madrid, I definitely want to see Casemiro there to see how he copes with it.
Well, it's been a while since we've had a Clásico with both sides in such good form.
True.
And that's what we're going to get on Sunday. The ball back with Sergio Rico. Up towards Murici. Again, he wins the header. And can't get on to the second ball, though. Lucas steers it back to Courtois.
Nacho jumped again, and you'd wonder a little bit, while Mallorca don't want to descend into being a long ball team only, when you've got the possibility of Angel or maybe even Taki running off Murici flicks, probably it's something that Mallorca should be using a little more regularly in this particular game.
Well, Pablo Maffeo gets a talking to from the referee, and maybe that deserves a little more than a talking to. Mondi. Benzema looking for Vinicius. Can't get past Olivan. Forward to Murici.
Yeah, your point about Vinicius and that little challenge from Maffeo there. There was a big outcry, and listen, I joined it yesterday when Athletic patently targeted Fekir for Betis and eventually got him to react. And who's up there, you know, maybe a foul or two fewer than Fekir, who's the most fouled player in La Liga. It's Vinicius, and Pellegrini's words about Fekir apply equally to Vinicius. You know, the stats show the number of times the foul's been given. Often they're not.
Lucas with the cross.
And the bravery of these players, Peter, need to not only put themselves in a position to receive the ball, you know, in stressful situations, then time and again have to take a man on, knowing that 6 times out of 10 they'll be chopped down. That's a mental fortitude that many players with similar talent don't have.
No, and clearly he has it, doesn't he, Vinicius?
It's exactly right, he does.
Mondi back to cross. Here's Valverde. One by Angel. And Kubo with a chance to break forward to Murici, flicks the ball back into Kubo's path. Lucas is back defending, but Kubo trying to get away from him and is brought down by Lucas Vazquez.
That's the high point of Taki Kubo's match, because to tell Baba to get out of the way when you're on the run like that, you have to control the ball, you have to make the pass, and when the foul or make the possession count. And for once here, the 1-2 is really good. This time he gets in front of that little turn in front of Lucas, means that Lucas can either let him go or fouls him. That's the most consistently good, technical and intelligent football we've seen from Japanese player tonight.
Dani Rodriguez then to deliver the free kick for Mallorca. Half of their goals this season have come from set pieces. Dani Rodriguez delivers. Flicked on by Ankel, although that stat does include penalties as set plays, which I'm sure you're in agreement with me, Graham. They shouldn't be counted as set pieces. Penalties.
I won't be drawn on this. There's readers' letters coming in already as you speak. It was a man bites dog there, wasn't it? Angel's flick looking for Murici behind him. Lads, get it the right way round.
Rodrigo. Goes up to Mondi. Benzema gives it back to Mondi. And Mondi's cross is put out for a corner, although the last touch might well have come off of Mondi. Goal kick.
Bruno confirmed, Pete. I mean, it's the same subject. I'm sorry to go back to it, but it's patently clear that Luis Garcia and his staff fear that Taki is somebody who can doze off, because there's been a constant barrage of not even really sort of clear-cut, wonderful information, just shouting at him to keep his head in the game.
And even just now they were shouting at Taki Kubo because he was out wide on the left for that goal kick taken by Sergio Rico. All the players were drifting towards the right-hand side, and I have to tell him to get involved a bit more over to that side where the rest of his teammates were.
Lucas to Valverde. Baba does well. And Valverde does well to win the ball back, but the referee gives Mallorca the free kick.
Well, you have to go with the Uruguayan. There's a palpable and obvious foul on him, no question, by Baba.
And then it looks as if he wins the ball.
Missed by the referee, the fair challenge by Valverde. You're completely right. There's a foul against him. I mean, as frustrating as that is for Ancelotti, for Madrid, and it's a mistake by the referee, Valverde's reaction is to howl at the moon, not at the referee. The Italian manager's done that job for him, and then he gets on with it. He's an admirable, exciting footballer, Valverde. It's just at this stage he hasn't made the breakthrough to say, I want one of those 3 places, or make this system a 4-4-2 so I can play every week.
Baba's got himself in problems here. It's Benzema, he rolls it to Vinicius. Vinicius scores! Real Madrid take the lead. A mistake from Baba. Finally the breakthrough. Vinicius strikes again. Goal number 14 in the league this season. The Mallorca players complaining to the referee, not quite sure why.
They think there's a push on Baba, Peter, and there isn't.
Well, Garcia Plaza fuming Bruno on the sidelines, but I'm not sure this is going to be overturned.
No, and the main protagonist of that incident, Baba, is the one that isn't complaining. He stayed down on the ground, head down looking towards the turf. He knew that he'd made the mistake. He knew that there was no foul there from the Real Madrid players. So absolutely no complaints from the Ghanaian, even though now some of his teammates are going towards the referee. He timidly comes across, but I think he knows that that wasn't a free kick and that was a mistake.
Sound asleep in the first half. Remember, guys, when he won the ball off Cruz, took 6-7 steps forward and then thought, well, I'll take a little pause now to think what to do, and he was robbed. You know, Valverde, I was praising him a minute ago for being fouled by Baba, winning the ball back. The referee's decision goes against him, and he doesn't go chasing the referee. He gets up, and 2.5 minutes later, he's like, revenge. I've caught you now, son. And that's goal 72 shared between those two men, either in goal assist they've given, or goals. In fact, given that it's assist from Benzema and a goal from Vinicius, it's goal 73 between the two of them, which is an extraordinary stat in March.
Well, it very much is for a partnership that we never really thought we'd see. And they are dominating the competition. Here he is, Vinicius, once more, with a chance to run at Pablo Maffeo. Benzema, back to cross. Here's Valverde. David Alaba with the cross. Rodrigo wins the header, but Kubo can clear if he can get away from Lucas, and he can't. Lucas wins that duel. Still Lucas. Away by Antonio Sanchez. Here's Kubo. Morici comes away with the ball. Across comes Casemiro. And free kick.
I'll tell you this, Pete. With Karienli, who's out of favour at the moment on the bench, Take Kubo will be lucky if he lasts past the hour mark. In terms of his first touch, his decision-making, how he keeps the ball to try and give Mallorca breathing space, it's been a 4 out of 10 performance. Babas hasn't. Crucially, he's the one who fails. Benzema has no hesitation in feeding his partner rather than trying to score himself. But Take Kubo is having one of those nights of nightmares.
And Luka Modric is prepared to come on for Real Madrid.
Here's Olivan. Cross comes in. Did that strike Casemiro's arm? It did. Free kick.
Yeah, Casemiro played by David Callum. Sometimes